Equality is not a scale. It's either all or nothing. Yet the line between can be paper thin, so it's up to us to build it together. Because no one is equal before we are all equal. We support initiatives that advance equal rights and opportunities so all can reach their full potential. And that starts with the people who want to make a difference for their community, who are committed to shaping our world. Like Jelu, Talita, Franca, Monica and Jurga. People behind inspiring projects funded by Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein through the EEA and Norway Grants. Here are their stories.
My name is Jelu and I coordinate the Împreună Agency for Community Development, one of the most active Roma NGOs in Romania.
The name of the project means Together in Romanian. It is their goal to bring people from the Roma community together so they can make themselves heard in society.
We have a lot of Roma that are perceived as being inferior just because they are Roma. And what we want using this project and this strategy is to rebrand the Roma issue and to show that we have a lot to offer for the entire society. We want to bring this togetherness issue as a slogan for the entire work in our communities.
To do so, the project trains 75 local Roma leaders and supports them in taking part in local decision-making while running awareness campaigns to teach people about the history and culture of these communities. So far, the organization has selected 5 community facilitators to activate communities. In addition, more than 100 members of the 20 local initiative groups have participated in training courses, and 5 local events saw over 100 participants in total.
I hope people we are working with to have the joy to be Roma and Romanians in the same time. And I hope the non-Roma, to have the joy, to share with their neighbors, Roma neighbors, a lot of things, the diversity, equal chances, and all this kind of thing. It's a very beautiful thing when the community want to have. We hope to have schools where every child and each child should be happy that go to school, and there to receive a qualitative inclusive education. We know that the people on the community level, 20 communities we are working, start to talk with themselves and with the others. We know that the people start to dream.
Where Roma communities in general already face many inequalities, women in particular are often marginalized and exposed to discrimination. This Croatian organization is working to change that.
Hello, pozdrav Tari Hrvatska, moja nav I Talita Jašarevski. This was in Romania. It means hello from Croatia. My name is Talita Jašarevski and I'm 28 years old. Right now, I'm active in Kalisara of their project for Romanian Women, funded by Active Citizens Fund. I want to do as a woman the same thing that the man does, but also I want the men to do the same thing as I do. This is equality for me.
Franca is also involved in Kalisara as an activity coordinator for the project.
Romani communities cannot prosper if their girls and women are not actively making use of all of the opportunities and rights at their disposal and at the same rate as their male counterparts. So we believe that education is the first step in this process and that by paying greater attention to Romani girls and women specifically, entire communities will prosper. But the primary goal of this project is to increase the coverage of young Romani women in completing primary and secondary education. So we plan on having over 200 young Romani women from 20 different localities in Croatia who will be empowered through our project activities and will be further motivated to continue with their education. It is certainly surprising that in the most positive way to see the amount of support for our project within both Romani communities themselves and in Croatian human civil rights society organizations and representatives of relevant institutions. No such project has been conducted on such a scale before, and we are very grateful for the recognition of its importance across relevant groups and institutions.
The most proud of is when I see a Romani woman that stands up for herself. She achieved her goals despite of any obstacle she comes through her way. She dares and she's not quiet, she is loud.
While the majority of projects relating to gender equality are intended for women, Monica and Jurga at Go Forward believe that gender equality will only be ensured when it's equally important for both sexes. That is why they are involved in the Barbershop project.
Hi, my name is Monica and I'm a pianist and project coordinator at Go Forward. At school, I had a teacher who in every single lesson told me that I would never be as good of a player as my male colleagues because I was a girl and had small hands. We all have people like that in our lives. I know what gender inequality means and how it may affect an individual and their growth. However, this situation is not what has to be, but what we allowed to be. And therefore, together, we can change it.
The project encourages men to become advocates for gender equality. It's the most efficient way, says Jurga, who's also involved in the project.
For a long time, equal rights were mostly women's concern. With this Barbershop project, we want to encourage men to join the discussion, to raise questions, to seek for answers, and to solve gender equality problems together. I believe that this is a shorter way to equal society.
On 16th of June 2021, we held a training session for discussion leaders. 32 people attended the event, out of which 10 were men and 22 women. Now we will hold 10 events in the major cities of Lithuania and hoping to attract around 500 men to join the discussion about gender equality. I am most proud of gathering so many like-minded people who are wishing to battle gender inequality in their work organizations and join the battle with us.
I have 2 kids, the boy and the girl, and I will do everything I can that we would get equal rights, equal possibilities. I want them to dream boldly.
These projects are examples of what we can achieve when we work together. Our work in 15 European countries, made possible by the EEA and Norway Grants, unite us around the values we share: dignity, human rights, freedom, equality, democracy, and rule of law. They help reduce social and economic disparities and strengthen bilateral relations. Do you want to know more about these civil society projects, or do you have an idea for a project in your region? Visit eeagrants.org/civil society starts here.